So we did a couple things last couple of days. One was to keep the parks open throughout the state. That took like a couple of weeks of negotiations between the Senate, the governor, and the Assembly.
Okay.
But at least the parks will be open. People can enjoy them. You know.
Listen, summertime, that's important.
Yeah. And then we did, for like 24 hours straight, we debated Race to the Top legislation that would, possibly help bring up to $700 million into the state for education.
Now, this is for the charter schools, correct?
It has to do with charter schools, correct.
I have here a notice of a public hearing on Monday, June 7th.
I got that as well, yeah.
Where people can go and talk about their... For those of us who haven't been paying attention, and sometimes I'm one of those folks, can you explain to us what a charter school is?
Yeah. Well, a charter school is like a special school that up to today, or whenever the governor signs the bill, was able to be run by for-profit companies. And what they would do is go into an existing public school, or if they had another building, go into that building, bring their own model for education into that building, and open it up to elite students. It's actually not even within a district. Any child can go to it. They need to meet certain standards and stuff that they set forth. So it's sort of like an exclusive. I want to say public school, but it's an exclusive type of school that a company runs, and there are a few companies out there that do that. And they excluded, students who needed extra help. Your special ed students. They excluded, your English language learners. They excluded, people who needed who qualified for, your breakfast and lunch type of things. And so they took the elite students, and so they always succeeded because they had the best of the best, the cream of the crop, and so, people felt, charter school, it's phenomenal because they do very well, they're very successful, but they didn't help everybody.
Right.
So, so Race to the Top was a federal program that states can apply for stimulus type of money. In this round coming up, and it was due by June 1st, you apply, you fill out an application, and they judge it. The federal government judges it, and they award a certain amount of money to different states who meet their criteria. And one component was, lifting the cap or raising the cap on charter schools. And their recommendation was 10% of the number of schools public schools that you have, should be charter schools. So since we have 4,600 public schools, we needed to raise the cap to 460 charter schools. Currently, we only have 200 charter schools, and it's been that way for the last 10 years. Anyway, so part of you get points. There are like 20 different components, and you're graded. And there are points. And so for having the cap lifted for charter schools, you can get up to a certain number of points. Let's just say it's 20. Okay, I don't know the exact number. But it's a graded system, and I think 500 is the total number of points you can get. And the higher you get, you need to reach a certain amount, and then you qualify for this money. So charter schools was one component of it. And last month, the Senate approved a bill to raise the cap on charter schools, but didn't have any conditions in it, just that it wanted to raise the cap on charter schools. And the Assembly felt and the governor felt that we had to do certain things to, kind of open it up to everybody. If a charter school is the best model that there is, then why not take those students that need that extra help? Okay? If you have the best teachers and the best model, then you can help these students that need that extra help. So we opened it up for them. English language learners, special education, people of all income levels, can go to a charter school, and it means those that need that breakfast and lunch served to them, can now go to a charter school. And we put certain conditions in there that make it fair. Instead of now the mayor or the chancellor saying, look, I want a charter school to, occupy part of 254 in Woodhaven.
Uh-huh.
If it happened now, you would have no control. That's it. The charter school goes in. They get money to fix it up. The regular portion of the public school is as it is, and the new charter portion gets all the modern stuff and everything like that. And it's just not fair, to the students. So what we did was make it an RFP, which is like a proposal.
Right.
And so the Board of Regents and SUNY, they're both going to control this process, is going to put out and say, okay, now we want to open 10 charter schools. And, this is the proposal, write something up, and then they'll choose who's going to get it and, and where it's going to go. So it kind of limited the control, by the mayor and the chancellor. And it also limited, like the co-location to try and make it equitable, not just you have like, your rich side, your poor side, and there was other criteria that was involved in this charter school bill. But it gave us the opportunity to apply with, raising the cap and qualifying for the maximum number of points for charter schools. We also changed, we had another bill this week that changed the way we evaluate teachers. That was another component, maximized our point value, to give us the best opportunity to qualify for, this race to the top money. Because, let's face it, you can get up to $700 million. It's not in 1 year, it's over 4 years, but still, you can get up to that amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
So,
very good.
Anything to sneeze at, right?
Good explanation. That was definitely needed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me ask.